calculated your fire corpus to be around 5 CR range. How did you come to that calculation?
I don't see my expenses are going beyond and if you calculate that clearly with 25x rule, it comes to 4.5 or 5 CR. People are working for money, but they are not letting money to work for them.
At what age did you make your first crore?
I think almost after 15 years, I've started my career at the age of 39, 40.
So first crore at 40 and like next 4 years, it's already 5x, like true power of compounding.
Yeah, true power of compounding.
You invested 40 lakhs in the NSE unlisted shares, which have grown to 1 crore in just 2 years.
That time I bought it first time from the Edelweiss, which is an institution. Currently, if you see that 1,000 stocks become 5,000 because of the split and bonus, 1:4 bonus. Every year they are paying a very good dividend. So I've started that openly sharing my things to my son. So even though we can do that, we can afford that, he will say that, okay, I don't want to spend like this. What we believe in, that you should always stay very humble, high thinking, simple living.
Hi Dipen, welcome to Power of Money. Dipen, from very humble beginnings to working in corporates for 20 years straight and now being financially free at 43. I have so much to learn from your journey, particularly in the commitment and sheer dedication you have towards this goal. So let's start right away. Let's start a little bit about your background and your corporate career.
Yeah, thanks, Noda, for this opportunity. So I started my career in 2005, as I told you, and started with 5,000 per month as a on-job trainee. I think when I left HCL, it was around 3 lakhs per annum. I joined Wipro in like 7-8 lakhs that time.
What year?
2010.
Okay.
So 5 years in HCL and then 4 years in Wipro, but joined Wipro in around 8 lakhs. Then I left Wipro and joined CMC at that time in 12 lakhs. I was there at around 9-10 lakhs and then jumped to 12 lakhs. But if you really look at it, the real hike come after CMC. I joined in Acer as I came back to Ahmedabad and joined Acer. So that from that time when I started my career in software, because till that time I was selling hardware and till that time the bucket was around 20 lakhs per annum. But from Oracle days, it has come to 25 lakhs per annum. And I look at that year, maybe 2015, where I could see the real money in terms of savings, or I can plan something with money. Otherwise, my first 10 years of that career is not much about the systematic investment plan like SIP, but it was more of a lump sum investment, as I covered, and through the bonuses or through something which I got. But yeah, after when I quit, it was almost reached to like 70-80 per annum.
Okay. A very interesting journey, and I think you have different investment strategies in different phases. So jump directly to what's your current portfolio like. You said you have now fired, right? So
yes.
How is the portfolio like, and how is it split across different asset classes?
So currently, from an equity and debt point of time, I have a 4.5 CR as a corpus, where like 20% of it, 90 lakhs, is into the safe instruments, debt instruments like NPS, PPF, EPF, bonds, and etc., which is clearly a safe 7-8% kind of return. Where other look at it, mainly the other 80% is split into the three major category. One is the global exposure, the Microsoft stocks which I have, which is roughly around 1.1 CR. Then unlisted which would be around 1 CR of the NSE stocks which we have, and the other is including the PMS and mutual fund, which is more of a multi-cap or a different strategies. It should be around 1.2 CR kind of a thing, and the direct stocks would be around 40 lakhs.
Got it.
Real estate I don't consider, as I told you, which can add up to another 2 CR, but including gold, real estate and all, but I don't see it as a net worth. My play is only in this 4.5.
One key and most interesting part is this unlisted shares that you mentioned. Tell us more on that. What are they and how did you sort of discover these?
Okay, I will. I have done my executive MBA from IIM Ahmedabad 2 years back.
Okay.
And that time, one of my colleague, like he is good at finances, and I think he's doing that lot of things at his own. So when we were discussing, he suggested that I wanted a good return for a long term stocks, which are might be we are talking about the startups, and we are talking about the different ways where it can give you the multi times return, right? And he suggested me that why you don't you look at the NSE unlisted space. And then I studied like NSE being a monopoly in the market, and I bought 500 quantity in 2023.
Okay.
Started with 500 quantity. Also, I bought it recently last year, also 500 quantity. But the overall, if you see that unlisted space, people, I have not looked at it even personally, and I got that knowledge from my colleague, and then I started investing. Currently, if you see that 1,000 stocks become 5,000 because of the expletive bonus, 1:4 bonus. Every year, they are paying a very good dividend. Okay, that is adding to my income. And even in last 2 years, that has become a 2.5x as a unlisted valuation. So that is the space which I was not explored, and then at that time I started investing into it.
So, Dipen, you said you invested 40 lakhs in the NSE unlisted shares, which
Yes.
have grown to 1 crore in just 2 years. So, if I were to invest in something like this, how should I go about it?
So that time I bought it first time from the Edelweiss, which is an institution. They were having that and they were selling it. So second time I bought through the same financial consultant who has become an independent and from the DVS Capital. But there are platforms available like unlisted shares, and there are a lot of other platforms. You have to really. I would like to again emphasize that please do the due diligence before going with that, and it's better that you go with some trustworthy person whom you know, because yeah, it's a risky space, but it's not a scary space. So you should always have that trust worthy person which whom you trust, and at least have connection.
Right.
If you But there are platforms available
Right.
which will give you the prices also daily basis, and which you can invest it from for the unlisted space.
Okay. I think the first thing is the direct equity. That's where you also started sort of
Yes.
investing in equity.
Correct.
Tell us more on, what were those stocks? How did you initially pick them? What was your journey in investing in the direct stock market?
So
Did you
I
also trade, by the way?
yeah, actually I didn't pick that up. Actually, it has been given. It has been picked by my father.
Okay.
And I really I think remember him. He's not there, but I remember him in terms of how he has bought this physical stocks at that time. Like the stocks were mainly Reliance, Tata Steel, Vedanta. Okay, so these are the companies which I think he has figured it out that something will going to happen big on this company. And from that part, I realized that 10 years there is a amount significant increase. Like that stocks initially was 10 lakh, and then it suddenly become 40 lakhs.
Okay.
The valuation.
Over what
So
period?
over the 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And then like I've seen that ups and downs, and I thought this is something magic. Okay. And then I accumulated only that stocks. I've not gone anything outside this portfolio, whether it is Reliance, whether it is Tata Steel.
Okay.
Of course, I have sold some of them during my PMS time. But yeah, that was mainly on the direct stock exposure. And then I've applied in IPOs. They
Okay.
got into Demat. And then if companies are good, like DMart and other companies, I've kept them. And then eventually it got growth. Recently, I bought ETF of a large cap. So that also, I think, more of a diversification, because mainly I was having much exposure in small caps and mid caps, but I wanted to have something in large cap. So yeah, overall that's the direct thing which it is a 10% of it, because I still believe I think you don't have that time and knowledge.
True.
good that you give to some other people who are day in day out doing this.
Right. Right. No, makes sense. And I think, so what I understand, it were primarily large caps, and I
Yeah.
think amazing returns over the 10-year
Yes,
period.
yes.
So I think you sort of rode on the India growth
Yeah,
story
correct.
as well.
Correct.
Coming to the second part of your portfolio, Dipesh, which is PMS. And what is interesting about it is you started PMS way early. I think people usually do PMS when they have like 50 lakhs. I think
Yeah,
the current ticket size
currently
is
it
even
is 50
50
lakhs.
lakhs. So what sort of intrigued you to do PMS at such an early stage?
So I think that time, as I told you that I have been introduced to the financial advisor, and I had a corpus also available with me. So instead of getting into the mutual fund, I wanted. I have seen this product and understood from that advisor, and I've taken that conscious call that I don't. I wanted to invest this whole 25 lakhs.
Okay.
What is the instrument available in the equity space where I can directly get this ticket size? So in that context, I think PMS came into the picture, and then I got into the understanding there are different PMS scheme. So to be on, as I told you, to be on a safer side, I intentionally done it with the large cap because I
Okay.
didn't want to take a risk. That was at 2017. That was my biggest corpus available with me that time. So yeah, that was the PMS journey which got started.
So as I understand, in PMS also, like in mutual funds, you can select themes like large cap
Yeah.
based PMS and
Yes.
small cap, but it's again a portfolio of stocks.
Correct.
So how is it fundamentally different? Like, could you explain our audience? Like, what's the advantage and disadvantage of investing in PMS?
See, there are two difference mainly what I can see. PMS is directly investing into the stocks.
Are
And
these
you
all
can
listed
see
or like
these are all listed.
All listed,
Yeah,
okay.
and there is a theme like large cap, mid cap, multi cap. So and the beauty here is the dividend is also got reinvested in PMS. Some of the PMS might give it the dividend to you. There is a full transparency. There is a reports are available. Only difference which I have seen recently between the PMS and mutual fund is the capital gain, which is
Okay.
affecting the taxation, right?
Okay.
So mutual fund you don't withdraw have that taxation immediately because PMS have that churn of the
Okay.
stocks portfolio. So definitely you will get that tax which you have to pay. But if you see over a period of time, I will still suggest to go with mutual fund because I am seeing my daily. I have a habit to see daily my portfolio and returns and what are the churn and what is the addition. But people who do not have again knowledge and time, they will just go with mutual fund and let fund manager manage that.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, that's the only difference. Otherwise, since I was the earlier like first investment I was with PMS, I stick to that and I've seen that
Okay.
growth.
But for any new person, you would recommend to
Recommend,
start
yes,
their journey with
mutual
funds.
fund. Yeah.
Got it, got it. So I think let's come to mutual funds directly then. I think a big part of your equity portfolio is in mutual funds as well, right?
Yeah, it's almost 10% of it right now.
Okay.
Not big, but yeah, 10% is still because I have started late because of the goal which I had told you in the house that it was ready to position in this year, and I wanted to have that corpus ready. But yeah, again, mutual fund has also given me a good return. It is almost like 16% CAGR, which has been given in last 3 years.
Okay.
It is a mix of large cap, small cap, and you can say it as a multi cap.
Okay.
And I was investing 42,000. Started with 25,000, and then looking to this goal, I've added another 17,000 to it. So
Okay.
42,000 invested in, and maybe some lump sum in between. That portfolio also become a good, strong portfolio.
Got it. So pre mutual funds, you were mainly investing more in a lump sum fashion, and
Yeah.
then only after the COVID, you basically started doing the
Yes.
SIPs more
Yes.
disciplined in a disciplined way.
Correct.
Understood. Understood. So in the mutual fund portfolio, like how is it split across large, mid, small? Like, do you have a framework?
Yeah,
here?
so it is 30% large cap, 10% mid cap, and maybe 40-50% is a small cap.
Okay.
Some 5-10% here and there in multi cap or some changes. But yeah, overall, it's mostly the combination of the large cap and
Right, right. But along the way, you also sort of studied about finance on your own as well to
Yeah.
like validate what they are
Correct,
saying, right?
correct,
At the end
correct.
of the day.
That is important. What I have observed or what I have seen in my journey or even in the corporates, like bigger corporates, people are working for money, but they are not letting money to work for them. They are
Right.
just spending. They are just. I think there is a lack of financial awareness within the community, within the industry, or to the people, young people, and the other people. So the compounding magic they don't realize. It's more of inclination of spending rather than saving.
And given that you were mentioning commercial and would love to understand the real estate, actually, we
Yeah.
missed on that part of the
Correct.
portfolio, right? We went straight into equities. But you said, I think around 2 crores in real estate and gold, right? Which includes, of course, the house that you live
Correct,
in
correct.
plus the commercial property. I think the debate on rent versus buy, like how did you decide to buy your own house and how did you plan the EMIs?
Yeah, I think the first house which I bought at very early stage in 2011,
Okay.
where when at that time I was in Wipro and there was a decent salary where I can afford some EMI. The initial thought was to get that house for the tax saving purpose,
Okay.
where you get that home loan tax and the investment purpose, right? But eventually it turned to be my living home right now because I bought the home in the township and then amenities and everything. So we shifted there in last 7 years.
Okay. So when you bought it, it was like under construction.
Under
I guess.
construction.
So it was purely for
Purely
investment
for
at
the
that
investment
time.
that time, and I got the possession almost after like 5-6 years.
Okay.
And then after I we liked that place, and then we, although it was a 2 BHK home, so not that kind of a big, but that time I think I bought it in only 35 lakhs.
Okay.
And 25 lakhs was the loan, so I was able to pay 25,000 EMI. But before COVID I closed that loan and I get rid of it because COVID also again a scary time, and I
Right.
wanted again that time also there was a uncertainty in a lot of things. So that time I closed this loan. So if you really think about rent versus the buy, it's all emotional aspect of it. But I would still suggest the people who are young not to stuck with the one asset at one city, because it's you might have to move from different cities based on the opportunity. And at the time of maybe fire or retirement, you decide which place you want to be and then buy that home in
Got
that
it.
place.
No, I think I'm really happy to see how you have your priorities really straight, right? So I think that also helped you take
Correct.
this decision.
Correct.
So I think that's really, really important, especially when, we get thrown with so many choices in our lives.
Yeah.
It's important to know what you really want.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Correct.
Makes
Correct.
sense. So then you calculated your fire corpus to be around 4.5,
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
CR
Yeah.
range.
Yeah. Correct.
How did you come to that calculation?
Initially, I think while I was seeing this lot of videos and lot of channels and you following, everybody was saying $1 million and 10 CR. But then I realized that okay, there is a rule of 25x. So whatever your expenses into 25x you required for your retirement corpus, because ultimately you are going to withdraw 4% from the overall time, whatever the time that you are here, right? So if you consider my expenses, and I've considered myself to be in the Ahmedabad as a tier 1 city, I don't see my expenses are going beyond 18-20 lakhs. And if you calculate that clearly with 25x rule, it comes to 4.5 or 5 CR. So that way, I think I back calculated that what is my current expenses, and can I really make like fire kind of a scenario in current context. So,
Got it. Dipen, I think we were talking a lot about how you control your savings, like how you control your expenses over this journey, right? But as life happens, right, there are some mid-career milestones, right? For example, you get married or you did an MBA, right?
Yeah.
How do you plan for those goals that happen along the way?
Yeah, so I think in most of the Indian household, marriage is still a responsibility of the parents. And although I was part of it, and on the planning as well, because eventually I was managing that stocks and all. So we sold some stocks of maybe Reliance or other stocks, and through that, my from my
Okay.
parents, that marriage happened, right? Uh, I still, I think, believe that marriage is always, parents are considering that okay, it's our responsibility whether it is son or daughter, but I still suggest that don't do that kind of a jazzy thing.
Hmm.
Again, if you look at it, eventually in future it will help you only. Uh, on the other goals like MBA, it was partly sponsored by
Okay.
Microsoft. So I think when you are growing in your salaries, you and have some corpus, you always have some cushion to get that withdrawal
Hmm.
for your own growth. So I think whether that time maybe I had that bonus is coming, or I had that corpus lying in my savings banks, but you should have that kind of money also part, maybe 5%, 10%, whatever is
Hmm.
your net worth, for your own skills, because ultimately if you don't grow your skills, you're not going to get the growth in career. So
True.
that is actually investment only, I consider.
Right. So, what is that one life changing book that you would want to recommend to our audience when it comes to finance?
So it's, I think, in my my reading, the best book which I've read is Psychology of Money,
Hmm.
because and that I felt also when I was reading, uh, money or a finance decision is always emotional.
Hmm.
People might think is why they took that call at that time. It's always emotional. So you never wanted somebody's in somebody's, who you feel that okay, why he has took the decision from the outside perspective, but it's the emotion that took that decision.
Hmm.
So that was a, I think, the summary of that book. So I started that openly sharing my things to my son, that okay, this is called fire, and now he understand that
Oh,
word,
that's nice.
even at 13 year, and he also consciously spend.
Hmm.
So even though we can do that, we can afford that, he will say that okay, I don't want to spend like this. So
Right.
that's the thing which really helped me. These are the two books which I
Right.
suggest
Well,
to
that's
the
amazing.
audience.
Well, that's amazing. And I think sort of inculcating those values in your son at such an early age,
Yeah.
about money in general, I think will definitely go a long way. And I completely agree. I think these are the things that should have been taught to us way early,
Yes, correct.
rather than just, we have money and then we sort of end up
Correct.
spending it. And I think final one, Dipen, at what age did you make your first crore?
Yeah, that I think almost after 15 years I've started my career.
Wow.
Okay, so at the age of 39, 40, say.
So first crore at 40 and like next 4 years, it's already 5x. Like true power of
Yeah, true
compounding.
power of compounding.
Perfect.
Because it first crore, I could have done it earlier, if I have invested in the right instrument. But then I got realized that these are not the instrument for the growth. And then I have taken some risk also. I'm not saying that, but that risk and reward story always works out sometime,
Right.
and sometime you lose also.
Right.
And once you achieve that 1 crore, I think the rest of the things will be very smoothen, because another 1 crore you will achieve in 3 years, another
Hmm.
1 crore you will achieve in
Yeah.
shorter time. Basically,
Yeah.
what, that's the message I want to give. So initially just go with whatever savings you can, and please think twice before spending. What we believe in, my from my elders also, that you should always have a like humble living, or kind of stay, stay very humble, and don't high thinking, simple living. That's the
Hmm.
one word which I can say, which I
Yeah.
thought, heard from many times from one of my elder, and I think that I followed. Even there were a lot of temptation come in between, this car, because I had the money, so that
Yes.
time I can always get liquid money. But always, I think, again, I will give that credit to my wife, that she kept me grounded, and we were always thinking before doing anything with the money.
Right. No, perfect. I think simple thinking, high living is the perfect note to end this podcast. Your journey is absolutely an example of that. So thank you so much, Dipen, for
Thank
sharing
you.
that with us. I had such a lovely time.
Same here. Thank you.